What's good, everybody? This is Silas from silasbeats.com. Today I'm in a very obscure spot. They're busy making noise out there, and I hope that you won't pick it up using my SE, my Neum. It's actually a very, very nice mic. It picks up everything I need it to. It's so weird. And it's plugged directly into my phone. So I don't need to do a hang of a lot of editing. I don't need to do a whole lot to the voice. Anyway, doesn't matter. There's a something that happens when you have a hobby, right? The people around you tend to enjoy how a hobby will make you feel, right? I remember when I started making beats, people would be like, oh, this is a nice thing that you're doing. You know, it's different to what other people are doing. It's, you're clicking here, you're making beats. But the moment you try and shift it from hobby phase or something that you just do in your spare time to it being a little bit more serious than that, and you appearing to be trying to make it more serious, there's a little change in people's attitudes, and they go one of many, many ways. Sometimes people are like, maybe, you should just keep it as a hobby. Other people will just be like, whatever. And then some people will be like, a little bit encouraging. In terms of the people who encourage you, those numbers are very, very few. And those are the people you want to try and keep as close to you as you can. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. They say follow your passion, do what makes you happy. They say all those very nice things, but then when you actually start doing it, then you start to make these realizations where you're like, wow, okay, cool. So I'm going to go through them. I've got them written here in front of me. I'm just going to read from it, and then I'll let you know the 4 things that I wish I knew. So the first thing is, what is this? No one's going to push you. No one's going to egg you on and be like, that thing that you're doing is so dope. That's not gonna happen. If making cakes is your thing, you make your cakes, man. There might be 1 or 2 people that enjoy your cakes. People might ask you for your cakes. Your mother, your father might rave about your cakes, but they're not actually going to push you in the beginning to doing that thing, right? Rightly so. They don't know you to be this person to make cakes, or I don't know why I'm using making cakes as an example, but it's a similar thing. It doesn't matter whether you're in the creative space, culinary space, it doesn't matter. It's a hobby, and that's how people view it, right? And that's what makes sense to them. It's that thing they do when they are in their downtime, and that's how it lives there, right? As that extra thing. Now, when you make that shift from it being just your hobby to a side hustle or being something more than that, maybe you try and monetize it, or maybe you try and do it publicly, that's when there's a bit of a shift in certain people's thinking, right? So first point, no one's going to push you to do it. If it's a side hustle, no one's going to push you to do it. If it's a hobby, no one's going to push you to do it. It's going to be on you to take it from where it is to be something else. Or maybe you don't want it to become anything. Maybe you are okay with it just being a thing that you do on the side. Each to their own. So that's the first point. The second point is sometimes people are going to watch you, and it's weird because you're going to start to gain fans. I don't call them fans, gain an audience. People are going to just be watching just to see what are they doing. What is that thing that they're doing? I was about to use the cake example again, but I won't. What are they doing over there? And then they'll leave you. They'll come and check on you the next week, whether it be on social media or even in real life. They'll be like, oh, you're still doing that thing with the thing. And I used to get that a lot with making beats. So they're like, man, are you still playing around with that program? Or are you still making those sounds? What's that weird program you used to use? Reason. I'll be like, yeah, I'm still doing that. So there are people who watch and they wait, and there are people who are interested. It's funny. Don't get those people wrong. Some of them are actually very interested in what you're doing because they are trying not live through you, but they are like, they're rooting for you, but silently. They're like, you keep pushing what you're pushing, keep doing you. And my friends and I call them lurkers. I don't think that's the best term for them. It's not nice, but it's effectively what they are doing. They are just watching and they're watching and they're watching. They'll comment once in a while, but mostly they're just watching. So there's gonna come a time where you need them to do stuff, whether you need them to help you in a competition or you need advice for something, and they're not gonna give you any sort of feedback. And this one always gets me, where they pretend like they weren't watching, where they're like, let's see what that person's doing. And then the moment you ask them a question, so what do you think about it? They'll be like, what do I think about what? Yeah, no, I think I've only seen one of your videos. Well, I've only seen one of, and you can't call them out. You just carry on doing what you're doing. And that happen like it happens to me quite a bit now, where people will be, I'll post a video, get a stack of views on that video, but then no comments, no one says anything, no one, and then like months down the line, in a random conversation when I don't want to talk about music and I'm sitting in a restaurant, we're all just chilling together, and someone will be like, yo, so how's that music thing that you're doing, man? I've been seeing you've been posting a lot of these videos, and I'm just like, really? Like, you've just been sitting there watching, not saying anything, not clicking like, not leaving a comment, nothing, and you want to bring it up here, the one time when I don't want to talk about music, when I just want to eat my damn food and chill. This is the time you want to bring it up. You can see that it is one of those situations where it's happened before. So, like, you kind of want to just understand that lurkers exist. There's not a lot you can do about it. Move on. Next one, building and managing a team is difficult. You are going to struggle. I have done most of my work over these past 15 or so years of me making music. Majority of the work that I've done has been me. I've been doing everything. I outsource here and there. Look, there's things I can't do, and I outsource. I've been outsourcing a lot, but at some point you get to a point where you're just like, yo, I actually need someone here just doing this thing full time, and it's tough. You bring a person in, they don't share the same values that you have, and it's normal because this space is not theirs. The equipment is not theirs. You've brought them in to fulfill a job, and then they're gonna go after that. Whether it be an employee that you've brought in to continue with the mixing and the mastering, whether it be a videographer that you've brought in to capture footage, or whether they're editing your footage, or whether it's someone who's not even necessarily stepping into this space, they are working on your stuff. They're not gonna have the same zeal and the same drive that you're gonna have. And it's tough when you realize just how much someone really doesn't care about what you're doing, yet you've brought them into your space to help you care and move your product forward. It's tough, but it's a fact of life. There's many things that people try and pull me into, and I'm just like, I'm not really that interested. I'll help you, but I'm not really that interested. Even if you pay me, I'm kind of like, yeah, well, this is cool, I'll do what I'm being paid to do, and it's a job, right? And I can't push people to care more than that. It is what it is. So understand that if you are going to be building a team, if you are someone who prefers to work by themselves, explore different ways of automation, explore ways that you can free time up so that you can continue working by yourself, and then consider working in a team afterwards. If you really feel like, look, there's no way that I'm going to do this without a team, understand that there are going to need to be boundaries, and there's going to need to be common goals as to what you expect and expectations, what you expect of that person, what you expect them to do in this space. And then even above your expectation, don't expect people to go above and beyond your expectation. They're there to reach your expectation. Even if you're paying them, they're not going to automatically go above and beyond and give you your expectation plus. Expect that, and when you get it, be happy. If you get anything more, whenever you get anything more, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Don't be mad if it doesn't happen all the time. Don't be mad if people aren't thinking about your business the way that you are thinking about your business 24/7, because the only way you could get that is through a director. Someone actually becoming a director in your company, or they become an investor, and now they actually have something to lose. Then they're going to care. Trust me, they are going to care what is going on in your business. Yeah, so that's the third point. The fourth point, work towards sustainability. I know that's not really, when people are goal setting, they're not like, yo, I want to build a sustainable. No, man, stuff that. They'll say, I want to be a superstar, or I want to be really good at this. I want to be a world leader or a countrywide leader in this particular field, right? No one ever is like, yo, I just want to kind of do it sometimes. And I see people who set these astronomical goals, and it guides the way that they move. So let me just use music production as an example. You want to become the best music producer in the country, right? Or in the world, in the continent. Let's say on the continent. You want to be the best music producer. you will start moving in that way. You will start doing things and chasing after things that will move you towards that thing of being the best music producer in the country. But there are more practical things that you need to consider than just being the best music producer in the country, because I know many music producers who are not necessarily making decent amounts of money, and their business is then not sustainable. So in my mind, I'm thinking if you can work towards sustainability, you're in a much better position than someone who is, working towards an arbitrary goal of being the best, right? You're working to be able to live another day. It's a very conservative goal, but I think, especially in the beginning, it's important to have one core conservative goal where you're like, okay, cool, I need to be able to function on a monthly basis. Therefore, I need to make 5,000 Rand for my music career, right? Every single month. And then that becomes your thing. Once you get that right, then you've got something sustainable. Then we can build from there. Okay, 5,000. Okay, now we've got 7,000. Now your goals can start to span out, because the sustainability of you continuing this thing long after 5 years have gone down the line is a lot higher. And that is for me, that's the most important. The reason I say that is because I've watched a lot of people try to be the absolute best of something. They get to a point where they get a little bit of national fame, things start to look good for them for a while, and then they're done. They've reached their goal, and that's the end of them. And I'm like, yeah, but they actually could have pushed on. But I think that just didn't align with their goals. Whatever they needed to do next just did not align with their goals. They had never set up structures to be sustainable financially. They had never set up structures for their business to have some kind of infrastructure so they can bring people in to assist them. Those things never existed, because that was never how they were moving to begin with, which is what I was trying to say in the beginning. Those sustainable goals help you move in a certain way. So as an example, if you were to say, I don't know, you're going to, you want to, quit your day job. You're going to have a very, very clear understanding of how much it's going to cost you to live. Then you're going to make sure that whatever money it is that you're making from whatever side hustle it is, whether it be legal, illegal, doesn't matter. You're going to make sure that that's the amount that you are capping, you're hitting every single month, right? It's obvious. And at that point, then you can say, cool, the sustainable goal is I can live to make music another day. I'm able to pay my bills for the studio. I'm able to pay my bills for that other thing. I'm able to do all of these things that are really, really important. They don't sound glamorous. No one's gonna be like, yo man, are you able to pay your bills? Of course not. They're gonna be like, yo, how's that feature going? Did you manage to get that big artist that you want on the track? That's what they're talking about. But that's not really that important, because features come, the features go. Those opportunities come, they go. But what's sustainable is what keeps you moving in the game for a long period of time. Sustainability is super important, and that is why I am hammering it home. Cool. So I know this is not an exhaustive list. There's many other things that I wish I was told before that I haven't mentioned today, just obviously because of time. We're running up on 14 minutes now, so I'm going to wrap the video up. So if you have any other points that you think are important, let me know. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. Hit me up. My email is in my email is in the description. My socials in the description. Hit me up and we can keep talking. Peace.